This is an ordinary Lego brick, and stepping on one is one of life's most painful feelings. But Lego actually has a lot more painful looking parts. This is a cheese slope part, and it's shaped in this painful looking triangle. So let's test it first. Doesn't really penetrate. Now what about stepping on a minifigure? It's more like a massage. What about stepping on Darth Vader? He looks kind of painful. What about a brick separator? It only has this pointy part, so... What about animals, like a kitten? Or a shark? Okay, these were quite painful. And a banana peel? Okay, I know it's not gonna hurt, but I found this massive tire, and I just need to try it out. Oh, it's like stepping on a cloud. Okay, at this point, all of them felt painful, but none of them were deadly. So I decided to craft one myself by taking a drill and cutting a regular brick in the most painful way possible. And after a thick minute, I got this, an illegal-looking brick that can literally pop a balloon. And I will not step on it until you hit that subscribe button, so just do it right now! Oh, thank you. Now let's step on it. Okay, I think I have a winner. If you accidentally drop all of your Legos on the floor, this strange Lego product can help you. Basically, it's a scoop, and you can literally scoop all your Legos with it. And believe it or not, that's the only reason for this product to exist. So, let's test how long it'll take me to clean up this mess. Okay, it's done. Wow, Lego literally just invented replacements for my hands. This is the biggest Lego brick ever made. It can fit a whole human inside. And if Lego would make a coffin, this is probably how it would look. So the second biggest brick is this one. It looks very similar to a normal brick, but it's actually a storage compartment. And inside there's a Quattro brick that's 4 times bigger than a Duplo brick. And fun fact, they are compatible. Next there are original Lego bricks, a 2x4, a 2x2 brick, and a 1x2 brick. And finally, a 1x1 brick. And all of them stack perfectly with each other. But the smallest ever Lego brick is actually not any of these. It's this tiny one from the 80s called Modulex. And I bought a handful of them, so let's see what I can build. Okay, it's a tiny house with 2 windows and a brown roof with the chimney made out of 2 tiny bricks. Okay, this one looks more like a toy for a Lego minifigure. This is the oldest Lego minifigure. It's 52 years old. Has only 4 parts and doesn't have legs, hands, elbows, arms, well, even a face is missing. Damn, what was Lego even thinking? So that gave me the idea to find more record-breaking minifigures. This is the most expensive minifigure, Mr. Gold, which costs $7,500. So I will be able to afford it only when I have 1 million subscribers. But I can still just take a regular minifigure and paint it gold. Damn, bro legit looks like C-3PO. Now, after he's dry, give him a fancy suit, a hat, and a stick with a diamond. And there you go! I made the most expensive Lego minifigure. And this is the heaviest figure, which weighs 30 grams. That's 3 times more than a regular minifigure. If you're a fan of Ninjago, you can find a Garmadon minifigure in one of their magazines. It has 4 hands, which is record-breaking by itself, but he can be even more handy when building a minifigure with the most accessories on it. Okay, I honestly added every accessory I owned until I couldn't anymore. So now he has a tutu, a carrot, a chainsaw, wings, a huge backpack with a cup, a pan, a plant, and on his head, he has a hot dog and a cupcake. This minifigure breaks 2 records at a time. Not only is it the shortest one, it is also the most annoying minifigure. These are the most sporty minifigures because one of them can score buckets and another professionally punches you in the face. But what about the fastest minifigure? Let's test the speed of an ordinary minifigure. Okay, now run! Okay, honestly, this is way too slow for a record, so I thought for a while about how to make the fastest minifigure, and the first thought that came to mind was to glue it to a tennis ball and put it inside this Nerf gun, which is actually a dog cannon. So now I can shoot it, and he will officially become the fastest minifigure alive. At this point, he's faster than a dog. Does that count as a record? This is an official Lego minifigure, but it hides a big secret. You see, all normal minifigures have one simple flaw in their design. They just have no nose. But this one does, and it honestly looks cursed. So I decided to go on a mission finding the most cursed minifigures. So first I found these strange animals. Their head moves in any direction, and this one honestly looks dripped out. But the most cursed Lego minifigures are this whole family. They actually have elbows, but no knees. And I think they just broke a record with how cursed they can be. So, in this video, I'm gonna review more than 50 Lego parts that break various records, from the heaviest minifigure to the most expensive minifigure, and from the smallest Lego brick to the most painful brick. Next, I bought the whole Lego book. It's basically a collection of ideas that you can build, so let's take the parts and build. Wait, what the heck? It's empty? OMG, I just got scammed! Let's go to the next product. Another product is this Lego watch. It has a funny Star Wars themed clock face, but unfortunately, now it's only showing the right time twice a day since it's broken. And when I try to wear it, it turns out it's way too small. Finally, I bought this. Wow, that's just so unexpected, and it's actually a Lego Frisbee. So let's test it. It works. But I don't get why you'd need to pay for a Lego Frisbee. This is an old-school wind-up car, which comes in this awesome box, and has a key that, when twisted, is supposed to make it move forward. Okay, guys, this is so old that I don't even know if it'll work. No way! It works perfectly! What are you doing? No! Another old-school car I bought was this beach buggy, which has a unique sail part for its windsurf. So this minifigure can catch some waves. But my favorite part is this working suspension piece. It has a spring inside, and thanks to that, the car can go through rough terrain. And honestly, it just looks super cool. And if you accidentally break it, you can use this lift part, and when you push this lever, it lifts the car so you can fix it. Another cool part is this pirate map. Wait, it's just empty. What the heck, Lego? But if you drop a single drop of water on it, it'll reveal the location of a hidden treasure, which is a super cool play feature. Finally, there are even parts that make sounds and light up. Like a working police siren, so you can turn any car into a police car. Even a garbage truck. Okay, guys, these are not actually breaking any records, so you need to decide which one is the coolest in the comments. This is the smallest Lego animal, and it is a simple printed Lego bee. These are 100 ordinary Lego spiders, but I also bought a lot of these, and they're actually glowing in the dark. What about the most expensive animals? This is an ordinary dolphin that costs $5, and this is a transparent dolphin that I had to pay more than $60 for. Damn, it looks like it's made out of water. And in this bag, I have the goat of the expensive animals, the goat, which costs $100.
Wait, what?
And the biggest Lego animal is this massive dinosaur with sharp teeth, movable legs, and tiny hands. But the coolest feature is this button you can press that makes his eyes glow red. Anyway, these are ordinary minifigures, but today, I'll give it 100 different uses. From genius to totally ridiculous. Will it survive, or will it? No, it won't survive, and here's why. First way to use a minifigure is to break Guinness World Records with it, and this is the widest minifigure. Congrats, man. Now, did you know you can build the tallest minifigure? So let's see how we can make it. First, I've got this torso extension part. Now he'll have 4 hands instead of 2. Then I'm adding these extra long legs from the Avatar minifigure, followed by this weird hairpiece to top it off. Okay, he's literally 2 times higher than a normal minifigure now. Now, let's build more record-breaking minifigures, like this one that has the world's biggest head. Here's the smallest head minifigure. Well, he's definitely missing something. Okay, that's better. Here's the minifigure with the longest head. And finally, what about a minifigure with the most amount of heads? This one has 5, and it's not even the limit. Here's a minifigure with the longest arms. This is the fattest man. He actually looks like he's gonna fly away. And now let's build the richest minifigure. He's got a lot of money, gemstones, jewelry, and let's give him this yacht. No way, we actually got a Guinness Award. Wait, it's actually a YouTube button! Thank you guys for this! If you switch the hands around, then turn the legs 180 degrees, and finally rotate the head, you'll end up with this cursed-looking minifigure. And it opens up another round of cursed hacks you didn't know you needed. Here's a minifigure with hands instead of hips. That's actually what I imagine people who drive motorcycles look like. If you have these macaroni pieces lying around, you can stack a bunch of them into this weird shape and use it as the minifigure's neck. Imagine how easy it would be to cheat on tests. And this is an upscaled minifigure, the biggest minifigure alive. But if you switch its head with a normal minifigure, you'll end up with 2 very infected-looking minifigures. And finally, if you take the face of an upscaled minifigure and use it instead of its head, you'll get the creepiest crawling minifigure ever. You can also take a minifigure and squeeze it in your hand until all the parts are completely detached. Now, challenge yourself to invent a hack for each of them. Here's what I did. For the head, you can squeeze it into a tire piece and use it as wheels for cars. If you have this transparent part, you can place it on top of the minifigure's head, and now you have a minifigure that looks like an astronaut. If you take a rubber band and squeeze it inside the torso, then attach minifigure arms to it, you can create unique poses for the minifigure. For example, here's a minifigure struggling to hold a lot of glizzies. And here's that scene from Spider-Man. Then I took 4 minifigure hands and aligned them all into the form of a star. You end up with this weird shape that looks like a ninja star, and now you can throw it. For the torso, did you know that if you put headlights on it instead of hips and add a rounded plate, it'll look like a fat minifigure? You'll also need short legs for this hack to work. And if you replace the hips with a bracket piece, you can create unique leg poses. So I built this karate scene using this hack. For the leg hack, you can take antennas, squeeze them in grill pieces, then attach studs to it, and you have these weird legs that can turn in all directions. Wait, what is that? Finally, there's another secret leg hack. Just place regular studs into the minifigure's legs and it'll give the appearance of a big booty. And there are many more hacks you can do with minifigure parts, so share your most cursed hacks in the comments. What else can you do with a minifigure? Well, you can destroy it with a hammer. The minifig just lost its connection. You can blend it in a blender. Wow, let's watch that in slow motion. Then I took a screwdriver and a screw and I drove it right into its torso. I tried to destroy it by stepping on it. I ran over it with a Lego train. Then I took a knife from my kitchen, heated it red hot with a blowtorch, and cut through it. Oh, it's melted. And it smells terrible. Then you can throw the biggest Lego plane at it. Or the entire planet. Next, I loaded it into a slingshot and fired it at its buddy. I've had this firecracker lying around since Christmas, so I attached a minifigure to it and lit it up. I tried launching it with a firework, but yeah, it just flopped over in a total fail. I drowned it in water. Oh, it's still smiling. And I poured a cup full of acetone and dipped a minifigure in it, and its face came off satisfyingly. Then I put it in the freezer. We'll check on that later. I used it as a crash test dummy for this Speed Champions car. Then I simulated a vortex and dropped it in there. Wow, it's like it's dancing or something. I shot it with a rubber band. Then I shot it with a tiny Nerf gun. But then I realized that I had an even bigger Nerf gun, so I shot it again. Then I used office supplies to torture it, like scissors. Or a stapler. He's pinned for life. And finally, let's pull the minifigure out of the fridge. It looks like a popsicle. Let's warm it up a bit. If you make 2 minifigures kiss, they might get pregnant. So here I built a 4-month pregnant minifigure, and this one honestly looks like it's about to deliver. And for the babies, you can buy this special printed knockoff part that looks like a tiny baby wrapped in a cloth. Or you can take a Lego turban piece with a minifigure head inside. And the last one, this one is curved. If you're bored, you can fill a bowl with water and challenge yourself to do a trick shot. And you can actually use a brick separator as a catapult for a minifigure. Okay, I think that counts. You can also put minifigures on top of one another to see how tall you can build them until they fall. You can line up all of your minifigures and simulate an epic battle that has no purpose at all. You can use minifigures as bowling pins. No way. How was Huggy Wuggy the only one who survived? You can also speed build a catapult to launch one minifigure into another minifigure, or into a basketball hoop. You can taste a minifigure. Wow, tastes like chicken. And that gave me the idea to bake a Lego minifigure pie. So just lay the dough on the baking tray and use minifigures as filling for your pie. Now put it into the oven. And here's the most important part. The minifigs will melt at 180 degrees Fahrenheit. So don't exceed this limit or you will burn the pie. Okay, now we wait. Let's connect the minifigure to the leaf blower and try to blow it away. When you're bored, you can draw a custom bored-to-death face expression on a minifigure. And finally, you can use paint to make a custom minifigure. And today, I'll make a Pomni. You just need to paint her buttons yellow and white for the sleeves. So at this point, I actually painted a lot of minifigures with Pomni's features. And I gotta say, I'm getting better at this. Okay, so I think the pie is ready. Is anybody hungry? Another cool way to use minifigures is to run experiments on them. So I took a knife and cut the minifigure to see what's inside. Oh wow, now you can learn Lego anatomy. For this next experiment, I bought the world's strongest laser. You see, it's written danger, so it should be powerful. But will it make a hole in the minifigure's head? Okay, I've waited like 5 minutes, but I only burned his eye. Okay, maybe I will be able to make a hole in its torso? It works! Now, for more useful minifigure hacks, did you know that if you have a minifigure with this cape, you can use it as a shower curtain? And in the shower, you can put an all-yellow minifigure. It'll look like he's naked. If you switch the heads of a minifigure with a skeleton, first you'll get this minifigure that looks like he wears a Halloween mask. And for the minifigure with a skeleton body, you can build an X-ray machine, put it inside, now it looks like he's in the hospital. Another thing you can do with a skeleton is to switch his head with a Lego frog. Put it on all fours, and now you have a skeleton that looks more like a dog. If you have these minifigures with animal costumes, you can build scenes that, the more you think of them, the more you get how cursed they are. To build this scene where it looks like 2 minifigures are sleeping in one bed, you can use this simple Lego piece. Put a minifigure's head on it, and insert it into a headlight piece. Now you can put 2 heads into the bed and cover them with a blanket. And using the same Lego part, you can build a minifigure with a long neck to peek in on you in the toilet. Okay, I know that you're on a toilet right now, so be aware that you might be watched by a random minifigure. With the help of blue cheese slopes, you can build a scene where it looks like the minifigure pulled its pants down in order to get a vaccine. If you put the minifigure's legs separated near the toilet, you can build a minifigure that sits on the toilet, and it looks much better than just sitting the minifigure on it, like I did here. However, now I can just add brown cone pieces, and it looks like the minifigure pooped extra hard. Okay guys, I don't know if you realize it, but in reality, this is a chocolate cake icing piece. Okay, are you ready for the next round of ideas? Yes, he is ready. So, for the first hack, I gave him a custom hand made of clay. Another crafty material you can use is a simple Sharpie. Now you can finally draw a nose on a minifigure. Next, you can take a drill to make an accessory out of a minifigure. So first, secure the minifigure inside the vise and make a hole in its head.
Wait, what?
After that, you can put a simple hook inside the hole, and you turn a regular minifigure into a keychain for your keys. Or you can glue a magnet to its back and use it as a fridge magnet. Okay, ordering these wooden doors for the fridge would be a bad idea. Finally, you can build custom characters. And to make them recognizable, you can print a custom sticker on ordinary paper and glue it to a minifigure. Now, can you guess who this is? What about using a minifigure for something actually useful, like holding cables? Wow, it fits perfectly. Or if you have a very expensive minifigure, you can add it to a chain and use it as a necklace to flex on everyone. And speaking of chains, you can connect 2 minifigures to a chain. And now you've got yourself a fidget toy that you can spin. Okay, I have no idea how to play with it, but you can spin it very fast or use it as a weapon. Now for more random ideas, you can connect 2 minifigures to use them as a money holder, or a phone holder, or as an ice cream scooper,
Delicious creamy poo.
or as a pooper scooper. And finally, you can use it as a protection device from scary dogs. Bro isn't even scared. Then I challenged myself to repurpose every minifigure part in a build. So I used minifigure hands as clothing pins to hold sweaty t-shirts while doing laundry, or you can stuff some hands in the bottom of the plate and use it as a rug or a roof. The arms are kinda tricky, but if you have the collectible minifigure flashlight, you can swap its hands with the normal minifigure's hands. And now you have a very strong minifigure, and also a very weak one. He looks like a T-Rex now. You can use the head instead of a basketball to score 3-pointers. The torso is also hard to repurpose, but I used it as legs for this table, and it looks decent. If you take the minifigure's legs, they look similar to bread. So I built a toaster and a loaf of bread out of 6 legs. Or you can build this statue, where I used 1 leg for a nose. For the hips, I honestly didn't know what to do at first, but then I realized it kind of looks like part of a zip line attachment, so I took a special Lego rope, built 2 towers, and now he can... And finally, you can use the whole minifigure as a bracelet by connecting them in a circle. Okay, let's test if it fits my hand. Oh my gosh, it's broken! Let's try again. I like this time of a day. Okay, at this point, after 100 ideas, I was honestly so exhausted. But I built this special final idea, number 101. So here's the complex-looking exoskeleton. I used droid arms for a cage that holds everything together. He also has metal armor on the front, and I gave him this robotic claw in one hand, and in another hand, he's holding this huge gun with a light on top. And he even has a rocket launcher on top, which is made out of Lego binoculars. And that's it, 101 ideas. Let me know which are your favorites in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Bye-bye.